on Fox.
So we opened it all up, and as we're sitting there, another earthquake.
This local Utah woman just returned from Puerto Rico after experiencing earthquake after earthquake. It's been a devastating week for those living in Puerto Rico. Earthquakes have been damaging homes and historic buildings across the entire island, forcing people there to live in fear that their home could be next to collapse. Durandi Rodriguez's parents call Puerto Rico home.
But it's really sad when you see all the houses that have collapsed. There's so many buildings, historic, buildings that have collapsed in different cities.
We live in the northern part of the island, away from some of the hardest hit areas from recent quakes. Durandi was there and felt the earth shake.
So all these earthquakes started on December 28th, and we felt them, but it was nothing major. It was not until January 7th when I woke up, I was screaming because I heard a noise. That's the first thing I heard. It was like an explosion.
She started screaming, woke up with her 3 kids and her parents. The earth kept shaking.
For me, it felt like an eternity, but I'm assuming that it was just seconds.
A 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck Tuesday, followed by aftershocks and 2 more quakes Friday and Saturday. Despite the natural disasters, her parents don't want to leave.
There's something about Puerto Ricans are very resilient. They've been through a lot. They don't like to see others, suffering. And even if they don't have much, whatever they have, they're willing to give it away just to help others.
Rodriguez says a few Utahns founded Light Up Puerto Rico in 2017 after a hurricane. It's a group that helps those on the island rebuild or get through catastrophic events like these earthquakes this past week. You can join the effort or learn more information now at fox13now.com.
In other world news tonight, Australia's Prime Minister admits his country's wildfire crisis could have been handled much better. The Prime Minister says he will propose a national review to study how the government should respond and offer support to those affected by such disasters in the future. Right now, first responders are airdropping thousands of pounds of food like carrots and sweet potatoes from planes to feed the wildlife that's been affected by those fires. A small volcano near the capital of the Philippines erupted today, prompting residents of 3 towns to evacuate. The Taal volcano erupted about 37 miles just south of Manila. It's among 24 active volcanoes in the Philippines. This footage also shows a rare display of volcanic lightning. Wow, see that throughout the cloud of ash. Manila's international airport also shut down as a precaution. The British royal family will meet tomorrow for a royal summit to discuss the future of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Buckingham Palace has been in crisis mode since the couple's stunning announcement Wednesday to step back from official royal duties, seek financial independence, and split their time between the UK and North America. This will be the first time the senior royals have met since Harry and Meghan's announcement last week.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on Fox 13.
Texas needs someone like you, an outsider, to build something of true excellence.
This crew can't just be good, they gotta be the best.
Oh, the good Lord sure took his sweet time with you, didn't he?
Fall back! Fall back!
911, what's your emergency?
At Nate Wade Subaru, we clearly love our cars, but we also love our team, our community, our customers, and their pets. Because loving cars is what got us into this business, but loving everything else is what keeps us here.
We rely on the internet more than ever, so why not get the most out of it? Introducing faster download speeds on Xfinity Internet tiers and a smarter, more secure home Wi-Fi network. Plus, you can get Xfinity Flex, a personalized streaming dashboard that puts all your favorites in one place. Unleash the power of Xfinity Internet and get more value than ever. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started for $29.99 a month for 12 months and add a Flex 4K streaming device on us. Click, call, or visit a store today.
We all want to feel good and find answers for what ails us. Each Wednesday, health experts and physicians from Intermountain Healthcare will share answers, tips, and advice to help you feel your best. Wellness Wednesdays, each week on Fox 13 News, live at 4.
Are you really recording?
It's hard to comprehend how something so small could create a hole in our lives that is so big. 44 inches of woven fabric, a 1/4 inch of steel, less than 3 seconds to take one end of the buckle and click it into the other. I can't save Drex's life, but I might be able to save yours.
Introducing the Fox 13 Weather Beast, the go anywhere, track any storm superstar. It doesn't just forecast the weather, it takes you there. The Fox 13 Weather Beast, powered by Nissan.
The man with the answer to this question, can the Jazz win without Donovan Mitchell?
Boy, it's tough. He's their leading scorer. He's their clutch guy down the stretch. We'll see. They've started a road trip tonight, and he was out with an illness. So Emmanuel Mudiay got the start, and he played well, but so did the Wizards in this one. Bradley Beal led Washington with 25 points, helping them build a 15-point lead. But the Jazz rallied. Mudiay, the bucket, and the foul. He had 14 points, part of a 21-3 Jazz run in the third quarter. The Jazz opened the fourth on a 14-5 run. Jordan Clarkson, tough bucket. He scored 23 points off the bench. Then it's Bojan Bogdanovic drives inside and scores, put the Jazz up 11. He led the team with 31 points. And Rudy Gobert, boy, he played tough down the stretch. Gets it from Clarkson, throws it down, 21, 14 points for rebounds for Rudy. Then Joe Ingles, deep three, knocks it down. He made 4 threes, finished with 20 points. Still tight down the stretch, though. Gobert with a big rebound and putback to give the Jazz a 7-point lead. All 5 starters scored in double digits. Royce O'Neal with 3 of his 10 points to put it away. 127-116 the final. The Jazz have won 9 games in a row, 14 of the last 15 to get to 27-12. That has them in the second spot in the Western Conference standings. NFL playoffs, the Seahawks took on the Packers in the NFC. Green Bay took control early on. Aaron Rodgers throws it up for Davante Adams. 20-yard touchdown put the Packers up 7-0. Then in the third, Green Bay up 11. Rodgers went back to Adams, makes the grab, then does the rest with his feet. Packers are up 28-10. Seattle did rally. Russell Wilson buys some time, then he finds Tyler Lockett in the end zone. That cut the lead to 11. Then later in the fourth, Marshawn Lynch cut the lead to 5 with this TD run, but that's as close as they would get. The Packers won it 28-23. They play at San Francisco in the NFC Championship game. In the AFC, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, boy, they needed a big rally against the Texans. Lonnie Johnson took it in after this blocked punt for a touchdown, helping Houston build a 24-0 lead. Former BYU Cougar Daniel Sorensen, part of the Chiefs rally, number 49, forced the fumble on the kick return, and Kansas City recovered it, setting up their 3rd straight touchdown in the second quarter. Mahomes on the run gets it to Travis Kelce. They scored 28 straight points, led by 4 at the half, and the Chiefs went on to score 41 straight. Mahomes with his 5th touchdown pass to Blake Bell. The Chiefs won it 51-31. They'll host the Tennessee Titans in the AFC Championship game. College basketball today. Rough day for the Utes against Colorado and Boulder. The 25th ranked Buffaloes came to play. McKinley Wright from long range. Then Wright takes it in, 3-point play. The Buffaloes were up 21-5. The Utes battled though, but never recovered. Booth Gosh gets the bucket, but Colorado run away with this one. Won it by 39 points, 91-52, the final. The Utes fall to 10-3, 1-2 in Pac-12 play. What about the Utah women? They went after their first Pac-12 win against USC. Drew Gelton knocks down the 3, cut the lead to 2. She had 8 points in this one. They also had 10 assists. Here's one of them to Denisha Provo. Big three to put the Utes up 2 with 2:30 to play. She led the Utes with 17 points. They held on to beat USC 67-65. That's their first Pac-12 win of the season. So good job with them. We'll have much more sports, of course, coming up. 10:05, Fox 13 sports page with Morgan Vance and myself.
All right, the Jazz finishing up that road trip in a couple days. They're back home next week.
Yeah, right? Next home. We'll hear from them after their big win and what it took to win without Donovan Mitchell.
All right, thank you, Jeff.
All right, let's take another look at your weather forecast, getting you ready for the work week. We've been mentioning this messy commute that we're expecting come tomorrow morning. Coming in from a viewer, hi, that doesn't look messy, no. Beautiful prayer. We're just going to pile it up on tap Monday and Tuesday here, at least across northern Utah. Temperatures, though, right now in the 20s and 30s, mid-20s currently in Provo. Winds fairly light. It's going to be a little breezy tomorrow as this next storm pulls through. As you'd expect, air quality has been good throughout the weekend, today, tomorrow, I think for the next several days because we'll keep that air mixed out due to these storms rolling through. Again, as a reminder, we take a look at the watches and warnings in place. Winter weather advisory for northern Utah, both as we look along the Wasatch Front, Wasatch Mountain Valleys, of course the mountains across northern Utah until 10 o'clock. How much snow are we talking about? Once again, looking at the Wasatch Mountains, this is projecting until tomorrow afternoon, 8 to 16 inches. Again, some of the ski resorts already picking up close to 3 feet of snow here over the past 48 hours. 48 inches for the Central Mountains, Wasatch back. Looking at Park City, Morgan, Heber, 3 to 7 inches. Northern Valleys, we're talking Box Elder County, Cache County, 1 to 4 inches. Most of the Wasatch Front were right in the range between 1 to 2 inches, a little bit more expected for the benches. Now, throughout the afternoon, at least mid-afternoon until now, it's been fairly quiet. A few flurries across the mountains. There's our next storm, though, lining up. The cold front sweeps through where we begin to see some snow showers, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. I'm talking 2, 3 a.m. and then lingering on through your morning commute. That's Monday's storm, where most of the concern will be throughout the morning, clearing out nicely for the afternoon, kind of like what we saw today. Then Tuesday's storm coming through, looks like it'll be mainly an afternoon storm there. Let's confirm it, take a look at our computer models, have the clock here this evening, moving till close to midnight. We begin to see some showers across the mountains. It fills in along the Wasatch Front for your morning commute. Again, as we get through the end of the commute into the afternoon, we'll hold on to some mountain snow showers and then tapering off and holding on to maybe just a few high elevation flurries for Monday evening. But as we go from Monday until Tuesday, that next storm lining up, again, the impact will be mainly throughout the afternoon, late morning, afternoon, northern Utah, and then the Wasatch Front throughout that Tuesday. Then we get a little break at least for Wednesday. But for your morning commute, again, as I mentioned, those showers beginning to fall 2 a.m., 3 a.m., lingering on 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, then we see some improvements. But expect slushy roads, treacherous travel conditions through the canyons, and we'll see that snow mainly across northern Utah, maybe some mountain showers across the central portions of the state, eastern Utah, at least maybe tonight seeing some snow in Moab, but tomorrow you're mainly hanging on to the clouds. Sunny skies, though, across the south. 40s in Cedar City, 50s in St. George, and hanging on to the 50s. Thursday, there's a possibility of some rain, a little cooler on Friday. But for St. George, these storms not having much of an impact. Now, long-range models showing maybe next week you start to see some showers, at least a better possibility. But here for the next 7 days, again, it's only one day that we potentially see some rain. Now, for northern Utah, let's lay it out for you next 7 days. It's active, bringing in the snow. Monday morning, again, that morning commute messy. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Lingering snow showers on Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday's snow accumulations for the mountains. We're talking 1 to 2 feet of snow that break on Wednesday. Then another storm. Now, as it initially comes in, take a look at the temperatures. They're above freezing. We can maybe see a mixture of rain and snow for some of the Wasatch Front. Definitely snow up in the mountains. Cooler on Friday as the snow lingers on. Good news is, though, as we head into the weekend, we clear out the storms as we'll bring in some clouds and some cooler temperatures. But just get ready. Keep up to date with the latest forecasts, and of course, be safe out on the roads for tomorrow.
For the past 9 years, he's been wearing 2 hats, Utah Highway Patrol Lieutenant by day and member of the Utah House of Representatives by night. And many times it was the other way around. But now State Representative Lee Perry is no longer Lieutenant Lee Perry with UHP. After 31 years of carrying a badge, he retired at the end of last month, leaving the job and friends he loves so much. I sat down with Lee Perry and asked him 3 questions. Over the 31 years of your career with the Utah Highway Patrol, how has life changed for the average trooper?
We've always been expected to do lots of things as troopers, but today we want people to be doing medical things. We want to be able to change tires. We want them to be able to get into cars that are broken down, and we need to rescue people. And we do everything with a computer today. That's been the funniest part for me, is going from when I started, we wrote everything down. Everything was done by hand, and you dreaded turning reports into the sergeant because it was like being in high school. The red pen came out and you circled them, and then you had to rewrite the whole thing by hand again. Oh. And nowadays, we do everything by computer. And the other thing that I think has been critical and helped me stay 31 years. I don't know if I'd have stayed 31 years if it hadn't been for the change of mentality that we're starting to see more and more in law enforcement, and that is, it's okay to get help. In law enforcement, when I started 31 years ago, if you had a bad experience or negative, they said, buck it up, just get through it, deal with it, officer. Today, we're saying, go talk to somebody, get some help, because we have more officers committing suicide today than are getting killed in the line of duty. And it's because they're not getting the help, and we're starting to see that that's got to be fixed in law enforcement. And as a legislator, that's been a benefit. I've been able to help run some bills to help with that. And that's been really a help for me to be able to know I'm helping my fellow brothers and sisters in law enforcement.
For 3 years, you served on former Governor Leavitt's security detail.
Yep.
What did you learn in that assignment that we might not otherwise know?
You know, the thing I learned, and he may not appreciate it, but some people want to appreciate it. I learned, and this is nothing against former Governor Leavitt or anybody else, but I learned anybody can serve as governor, and anybody can serve in a political office. Not to say anything bad about him, but
because he is an extraordinary leader.
He's a great person, you know, and he has great abilities. But he was an insurance salesman, insurance agent, et cetera, and he came up through the ranks and he learned a lot of things, and it's being willing to serve. That is the key to being in government, is you've got to be willing to serve and be willing to learn. Like I told you, when I got in the legislature 9 years ago, I thought the world revolved around the Utah Highway Patrol. I've learned...
You mean it doesn't?
Well, some people think it still does. And of course, we wear the beehive, which is the state symbol, so I don't know. But no, I learned so many other things about, you know, our farms and our natural resource division, and I learned things about environmental quality, and I've learned things about DCFS and so many other aspects of our state, tourism, things that I just really didn't have a good grasp on. And it's being willing to go to these meetings and be educated by people and learn and continue to learn and grow. That's probably the thing I learned most from Governor Leavitt, and the detail was watching him absorb information from people as they shared what their particular situation was. You know, he knew insurance, he knew some other things, but he didn't know all these other aspects, but he was willing to learn. And that's the one thing I've learned from all of our governors, legislators, is if you get into this job, get into a political job like that, you've got to be willing to listen and to learn.
We live in a time where terrorism is a constant threat, and it's a constant worry. How much danger are our elected officials on the state level? I'm thinking mainly the governor and other prominent politicians. How much danger are they really in?
Probably from terrorism. I don't want to downplay it, but probably not a lot from terrorism on a statewide basis. I mean, for our governor, our legislators, probably not from terrorism other than domestic terrorism, possibly. I think more our biggest problem is going to be mental illness. It's people that have mental illness that don't fully appreciate and know what they're doing, and a lot of people are in danger because of that. And that's really the biggest reason why we protect our governor. That's why the troopers are up there to protect us as legislators. When I was on the governor's detail, I was with him down in Las Vegas with the Nevada governor when the Fan Man came into a boxing match. And this guy flies around, we saw him, we're like, what is this guy doing? And like, I don't know. And all of a sudden he comes around and he comes flying straight into that ring.
Oh, no.
Now, we didn't know, we didn't think he was necessarily coming after our governor, but we didn't know, did he have a gun on? Did he have a bomb? What was going to happen there at this big, massive public event? And there were lots of people there. So we initially said, we got to get him out of here. We got to get him away from whatever this is. And I was the lead. And this was one of those moments where I tell people, I said, you know, it's probably the only time, and they'll never know it was me, except for I'm going to confess to you here. Sylvester Stallone and Bruce Willis and Demi Moore were standing right there in that front line. And they were right in our way as I went up, and I just did what I naturally do, and I'm just clearing people. And I just pushed backwards, and I shoved them and pushed them back into their seats because they were standing right in our way, and pushed them into their seats and went right on by. And we got out and got somewhere safe, and my partner goes, you know, you just shoved out of the way? I was like, no, who did I shove out of the way? And he goes, that was Sylvester Stallone and Bruce Willis. And I was like, dude. And trust me, my partner was taller than I was there. We were both bigger guys, and they weren't as big as us. And it was not, it was just interesting because he's like, he just shoved Rocky and Die Hard out of the way. It was before the days of Die Hard. But that was one of those really weird little moments in my career. I was like, wow.
Well, Lee Perry, member of the Utah House of Representatives from District 29 up in Brigham City, and retired lieutenant from the Utah Highway Patrol. Thank you so much for your past service and your continued service to the state of Utah. And thank you for being part of 3 Questions.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
If you'd like to see Bob's full interview with State Representative Lee Perry, including the questions that invoked some deep emotion in Perry, you can go to fox13now.com. And to hear the full interview in podcast form, just download it wherever you get your podcasts.
Stick around, podcast.
Stick around, podcasts.
Quickcast
I know what
next.
you meant. We'll see you in a sec.
Give in to Seinfeld. Weeknights at 10:35 on Fox 13.
Are you really recording?
It's hard to comprehend how something so small could create a hole in our lives that is so big. 44 inches of woven fabric,